a public platform. She sent it to Jack, right? She sent it to Jack in an hour of need when she was petrified of what he was capable of doing. That is, Rosie was abused in that situation. She was used as a tool. Jack didn't give a fuck about her, and now EQ doesn't give a fuck about her. And she's an innocent party. It's disgusting. How are you sitting there blaming her? You're blaming the wrong person. Rosie didn't put it out on the platform. Jack did. You have a problem with it being out there? Speak to Jack, because I'm pretty sure if you had love for someone or you cared about someone, you'd probably hand it over to them too. Even just if you were friends with someone and they wanted to know something, you'd probably give it them. Let alone somebody saying, I'm going to do X, Y, Z if you don't give it me.
Absolutely, Chelsea, because it's known that people do threaten to unalive themselves as a form of control. And in that situation, if I thought that somebody was in a desperate state and they were threatening to do something to themselves, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because then you release it to try to protect them, or you don't and then they potentially do something. She was put in an impossible position. She did the most responsible thing to make sure that he was safe, and now she's absolutely being dragged for it. And the name calling and it was absolutely awful to listen to.
Where is the hypocrisy? Everyone in the chat is hypocrisy, right? I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it how it is. If you are friends with someone on TikTok, yeah, and somebody on you're friends with them behind the scenes, yeah, you message each other on WhatsApp behind the scenes, right? And one of your friends message you saying, oh, what did so-and-so say? Is everyone telling me they have never, ever, just as friends, let alone someone saying they're going to take their own life, said, oh, yeah, by the way, she said X, Y, Z. You telling me that no one's ever done that? Just with friends, let alone someone's life being said? Like, come on now. This is just a reaction for EQ to kick off, to give herself some airtime. I'm sorry, I'm saying it how it is. You're not a victim, right? You're all as bad as each other. You and Jack are as bad as each other. And Rosie's been caught in the firing line. And that's not fair. You and Jack have your fucking beef between one another. But leave an innocent person out of it is fucking disgusting.
Absolutely. And, when EQ was saying things like, you want to hope I don't get your address because I'll do this. We've seen the campaign that she's had on Facebook and on TikTok against Rickster. And if I was in Rosie's position, I'd be shitting myself as well. And like I said, when she came out the live and I messaged her and I said, look, are you okay? And she was like, no, I'm deeply, deeply hurt. I don't know what I've done. And I thought, it's just that platform is becoming wholly irresponsible. Absolutely. And I just think, I thought it was disgusting.
It was a bully live. There's no other way of saying it. It was a bully live. It was so uncomfortable to watch. And any view or any ounce of sympathy there could have been for EQ, because I'm not saying that what Rosie did was right. I think she was in an awkward time where she thought, do you know what? I don't know what else to do. But the way she went about it, the way she demoralised her on that app, I've got no sympathy for you because you handled it the completely wrong way. If you wanted people to have sympathy for you, that was not the right way to go about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, as somebody who claims to have been a victim of it, you know what it's like and how hurtful it is. And even you can be angry with somebody, but you wouldn't subject them to that and on a public platform and make threats that are going to then make her sit here and worry for the next few days, weeks, where she's going to be constantly checking what's being posted, what's being said. It was disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful, totally unnecessary for the sake of a voice note.
Sorry, can I just double check something? Sophie, are you meaning to be in the box? And I see that Aunt Sally and Dawn are both in the box. Can you let me know in the comments if you're meaning to be in? Because sometimes boxes tell me people are in it, but I don't know if they're meaning to be in it. Right, I'm going to drop Sophie.
I don't really have anything else to say on the situation, to be honest, Courtney. I just thought that was absolutely disgusting. I mean, we were all sat watching it together. Yeah. And I think all of us just wanted to hug her. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If we could have, we would have. Because that was awful.
100%.
I thought it was absolutely disgusting. I was watching it, and I have never in my life... Sorry, am I echoing?
It's me that's it's just let me mute so you can speak. Sorry, it's just that if I'm unmuted, it echoes.
Oh, sorry. I listen, I don't normally get involved, but I was trying to get in the box to get that Rosie out because it was absolutely terrible to watch. And as calm as the girl was, I don't know how she kept her calm. I really don't. I was so heartbroken for her.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like, I think she's the type of person, as I said, she's not in drama talk. She does her own thing. She's on TikTok, but it's because, unfortunately, she got into a relationship with someone who was in a relationship with someone that's in drama talk. I will say this with full chest, I don't agree with what Jack was saying in his live when he went live.
No.
And I have not agreed with what EQ's doing. I think they're both as bad as each other. Like, but don't drag somebody else in it, because it's got nothing to do with them.
And just to address Michael and Stanley in the comments, she did choose to go into the box, but she chose to go into the box because she wanted to clarify a situation that she could see was going to escalate out of control. All it needed was her to explain it. It didn't then need the 30, 40-minute dissection and character assassination attack that she was then subjected to.
And do you think she then deserved to be doxxed because she went in that box and EQ literally went in, and I'm saying potentially dead named her because we don't know how true it is, but potentially dead named her and said she's got birth certificates and things like that. Like, come on, that doesn't even warrant that.
Yeah, but can I also say this, Courtney, right? A lot of women, when they fully transition, right? Sorry, a lot of trans women, should I say, when they fully transition, they don't want to be called a trans woman. They want to be called a woman because, quite frankly, they've worked hard to get to where they want to in life to be comfortable within their own skin. Don't put a woman down because of that. Don't do that. You're a trans woman yourself. You wouldn't like to be called dead name. You wouldn't like to be called, your sex at birth. So don't do that to other women. If she wants to be seen as a woman, that's up to her. What she does then in her private life and what she then informs somebody in her private life isn't needed to be broadcasted all over the internet. That's down to her. That's her private life.
And also, how dare she, when she done what she done, I couldn't believe she was 2 weeks ago really figuring this girl up. Rosie was lovely, follow Rosie. But the way she was talking to her, oh my God, I just couldn't believe it.
She did that to silence her. She did that to use her as a little pawn in her game because Rickster was wanting Jack and Rosie in amongst their side. So she was trying to keep them on her side.
I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, get this girl out the box. She's just literally being ganged up on.
It was disgusting, and anybody that's got an ounce of compassion and care for human beings in the world would not say that live was okay last night, because it wasn't. If you want to have a frank discussion with someone, right, you have a frank discussion with someone. You don't start throwing in, the woman's transition. You don't start being horrible to her, because at that point you're bullying her.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. Honestly, that platform, I'm telling you, and I'm going to say it now, don't anyone entertain a bullying platform, because you never know when you might be on the receiving of that. And if you're in there bigging it up, like what everyone was when EQ turned around and said, EQ followers activate, and you all wrote activate in the chat to scare this woman, like, for her now to be sitting there and fearing that people are going to be coming after her and her address, that is disgusting, because you know that your followers, and I'm going to call you all little minions, are going to fucking do that because they've done it before. Hence why you've got information on people, because they've done it before.
Yeah.
So you know what you're doing. It's fucking disgusting.
I mean, was I the only one that was writing? Rosie, get out the box. Rosie, get out the box. You're being attacked. Yeah? But nobody else was writing it, but she weren't reading mine out. And she could fully see it, what was going on.
Absolutely. And can I just address some comments, Courtney, if that's okay?
Yeah, of course,
So
Claire.
it's been highlighted that I spoke on Canadian Angie's platform about the DG situation a month or so ago. I spoke upon it because I was merely stating that what he had potentially done with the new laws and guidelines coming in could be seen as a criminal case. I didn't make any other comment about it. And I'm prepared to stand out and call wrong behaviour when there's wrong behaviour. So I supported EQ in that regard, and pointed out that DG needed to be careful and it would be a warning shot over his bow. But equally, like I'm doing now, I'm calling out the wrong behaviour that EQ and Canadian Angie have done towards Rosie. If anything, I'm fair and I'm not a hypocrite. So it's unfair to say, because I support men's mental health, to say that I was trying to damage DG's mental health. If you go back and listen to that, I was actually trying to give him the heads up that he needs to be more careful and cautious.
The thing is, like, it's like, I obviously on this platform, you want to be unbiased as much as possible. Like, just because I don't like EQ and I agree with a lot of things that EQ doesn't mean I, for instance, would allow people to be transphobic towards her or different things. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just because that person's not a good person, it doesn't mean then we all become bad people.
No.
I don't know what situation you're talking about, Claire, to be honest, but do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we've all got to remember that you caring about an individual makes you a good person. It doesn't mean that you need to sit there and put hate on someone because they're a bad person, because that makes you then just be as venomous, if that makes sense what I'm saying here.
Absolutely. And the comments that I'm getting now are the type of comments I usually get, so it doesn't bother me. I'm comfortable with what I did. It was wrong what DG was doing. And I didn't go in and do a complete character assassination of DG. I simply went in and said, he needs to be careful. The new laws are coming in and it could be deemed to be a criminal case. And if nothing else, it's a warning shot over his bow. I then stayed muted in the box for the rest of the live. I didn't comment on anything else. And like I'm doing now, I've then come on and then called out behaviour that I think is equally abhorrent and wrong. And it doesn't matter if I've supported one person 1 week and then the next time I'm calling them out. That's what you should do.
I mean, the comments are saying it was a hate live and stuff. Obviously, I never seen it. And to be honest, Claire, I've seen you in many lives. I've never personally seen you be hateful. I've never seen that of you, of your character. I obviously didn't see that live, so I can't question on that. I didn't see it. Like, people might have that opinion and that's fine. But obviously, do you know what I mean?
It's okay, Courtney, because I do advocate for kind of men's mental health, fathers' rights, and things like that. These sorts of comments that I get, aren't new to me, and I'm squeaky clean with what I do, and I'm comfortable with how I behave on the app, so I'm okay with it. But anyway, I'll drop down just to let you know. I have messaged Rosie today. She's okay. She's doing fine. She just wants to not be talked about and be, carry on our merry way. But we'll see how it pans out. But she's I'm keeping in contact with her.
Oh, that's lovely. That's nice. Okay, thank you for having me.
Nobody's
Thank you, Courtney.
I'm gonna drop down. Bye, Claire. Bye.
Bye, Dawn. Bye, Claire. Hi, Gypsy, and are you wanting to say anything on the situation? I didn't see. Like, if you guys felt that way, you felt that way. I know that Canadian Angie's lives are wild, and I know I'm just fucking, sack me now. Right. Right, so, let's get into the DHB stuff. The thing is, like, they called you awful names, Courtney. Who called me awful names? Guys, I really don't, in all due respects, again, I don't care what Evil Queen has to say about me. I don't care what Canadian Angie has to say about me, right? at the end of the day, I know that I'm a good person. I'm not sitting on an app doxing people, being vile about people, taking pictures and screenshotting people's fucking children and then sending it to other people. Like, I know that I can live my life the person that I am, and I don't care. Like, this is the thing, right? We all have got to remember in life that who gives a fuck what shitty people with shit lives have to say about you? That's how I feel. Like, unless they're doing something better than me, I don't give a fuck. Like, I genuinely don't. I don't need to manipulate people. I don't need to gaslight people. I don't need to fucking, dox people and all of this shit. Like, they can do whatever they want on their platform, whatever. I'm an FYP page, like the rest of them are. They're all doing their own thing. If you don't like the opinion of an FYP page, then don't be controversial. Don't see nasty shit on the internet. Full stop. Right. That's a good philosophy to live by on this app. It is. Like, end of the day, do you know what I do? I actually don't watch Evil Queen, and I don't really watch Canadian Angie. The only reason that I know things are happening is because it's on my FYP. I've chosen no longer to watch these people. I'm not a fan of EQ's FYP. I used to watch it. I used to think it was alright. But now I feel like it's just clapbacks after clapbacks after clapbacks. And I don't want my platform to be like that. Have I made a couple of clapbacks today? Yeah. Like, I've reacted to a couple of things. But I don't want my live to be that. Like, they can do that on their platform. EQ can react to me all she wants. Don't give a fuck. She slagged off my eyesight the other day. I did see that on The Observer. Love that. We love when people mock people's eyesight. Right, so... Anyway, DHB. ECA are in this. I'm like, yeah, they're not good people. I don't care. Right, so let's get into this. Right, so DHB and Sam Walker. So basically, last night. Oh, she's in my box. It's gonna be fun. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Have you?
I didn't slag your eyesight off, love. I was complimenting your lovely big eyes.
You said I didn't look at the camera and I was bug-eyed or something like that.
No, I was just messing.
Okay. Do you not think that Rosie's done nothing wrong in the sense of that she deserved after last night?
What? Sorry, what?
So last night, right, you decided to say that so Rosie, you have Rosie's birth certificate and you were dead naming her, if that is even
I didn't dead name her, and by the way, she uploaded her own birth certificate. It's off her story, so she publicly put it up. It's a screenshot of her own story.
So you got her birth certificate off of there, but she's saying that she's not trans.
Okay, well, the public record and Ancestry.com say different.
But does it matter?
No, it doesn't, but Jack's saying that she's not and that I'm a liar and this, that, and the other, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Jack's just as bad. Look, I'm not denying that, but can you also, sorry, you are going to get an echo. Do you not agree, though, that she's not actually, if someone was manipulating her, like you've obviously sat on this app and advocated for women who's being manipulated by men, do you not think that that's a bit unfair for her to get treated like that she was yesterday?
No, she wasn't manipulated in any sense of the imagination.
But how do you know that? Were you in that conversation?
As he said, he carried on trying to get back with me for 6 days afterwards. That would take you up until when he was already talking to this girl. She knew all about what had happened with me. She put the love heart over the eye. She'd done so many things to me, and I tried to help her. And obviously she decided to go and take a chance as them, you know what I mean? And look where she is now. But she's done a hell of a lot to me, love. I haven't done anything.
But you forgave her for that, to be fair. So now you're backtracking and you're not happy with her.
No, I'm not. It's one of them. So imagine I do something to you and you go, okay, well, I'll forgive that, you know what I mean? And then you try to help the person and then they do something else to you. Are you then going to not say, well, actually, I shouldn't have even forgave you the first time after what you did? So it's not me referencing and saying I unforgive somebody. It's just me saying, this is the second thing that's been done now, so you're acting like nothing's been done and all that. How would you feel if somebody sent a WhatsApp? Because this WhatsApp, Courtney, it was about Bradley. So why did that have any relevance to anything? So it wasn't like it was a voice note relating to Rosie or that Jack needed desperately to plead his case or something. It was me talking about Bradley and saying, and you know, because me and Bradley were speaking at the time and were meant to be, and then like by his own mouth as well, we decided not to. So the fact that she decided to send that along, like it had no relevance to absolutely anything. So I'd understand if it was so clearly she's just the person that.
Has Jack ever manipulated you?
No. Why?
So Jack,
he's not a manipulator, he's just a cheat.
Okay, but that is, I mean, in a way that is
I
manipulating.
always turned around and said to everybody, you never shouted at me, you never raised a voice to me, you never argued, we never had any problems. So that is why it's so outrageous that he chats the utmost shit and yeah, so.
But I don't think anyone can know that situation until you're in it. If someone had said to me that I'm going to unalive myself, I probably would have done the same thing, to be honest.
Yeah, because you and everybody else are just idiots. You know that is like a get out of jail free card for everyone on this app now. As soon as you say, oh, I want to, it's all, oh, so like he's one. Do you know, Courtney, there are people in this life who S-bait. They bait people by saying that's what they're going to do in order to get them to do what they want, for instance, you know what I mean? I told Rosie, because she messaged me before they got back together, and she said, the day before she said this, she turned around and she goes, oh, Jack's friend's been in touch, he's being arrested. I said, no, he hasn't, he's just been chatting shit. So then, because obviously I know the script. So,
is that not
the
just
next
being an
day, hang on,
person?
I haven't finished, you're interjecting. The next day, she gets in touch with me again, and she goes, oh, one of his girl mates has just got in touch now. He's not in a good way. And I said, listen, Rosie, I haven't got time for this. I've got too much shit going on because I had all the Rickster stuff, all the stuff with the fucking Corey and all that. I said, listen, it's up to you. What you want to go and do is up to you. I've gave you, obviously, the information. You know, I've told you what type of business. It's down to you now to find out for yourself. You know what I mean? I don't want no involvement. So I had no involvement. And then all of a sudden, out comes the Bradley Warner message that I'd sent to her because me and her were gabbing and I was trying to uplift her and make sure that he couldn't do the things that he's ended up doing. So I don't have no sympathy whatsoever. I am the one who has been time and time again at this girl's hands, things like this happening, posting about me, you know, saying that making out like that Canadian Karen, I was paying them and stuff like that. There are multiple things this person's done. So I'm not going back on me whole, oh, you know what I mean? Because at the time, I'm allowed to choose to see what a person is actually like, you know, off the back of something like that. And now that I've seen, I know, and I should never have gave them another chance in the first place. So I don't regret anything that I've said. She put her own birth certificate up. It's a screenshot, public information, you know, it's everybody.
Can I ask you a question then? How would you feel? Oh, wait 2 seconds. I'm getting that stupid puzzle. Fucking puzzle. Fuck off.
Yeah, but we can still leave.
Right. Yeah, so how would you feel if people start calling you an idiot? What happened between you and Rickster?
They don't.
Yeah, so do you not think that's wrong?
No, because I don't give a shit. It doesn't invalidate what I've been through.
But
so, do you know when you sort of sit there and go, I've got no sympathy for, I don't need anyone's sympathy.
I've never said that because I do have sympathy for you.
Well, Chelsea just got up in the box. That Chelsea girl just got up in the box and had the most to say. Do you know what? It feels to me, Courtney, like everyone can do and say what they want about me, and when I respond, I'm a bad person. But did I send Rosie's voice message round? No. She sent mine around. Did I put up Guess Who after somebody had literally just been cheated on? Like, and the girl is just a slag. I don't give two shits.
Like the outrage on that live last night over a voice note, because in a moment she felt, fuck, what if he actually does something, is crazy to me. You're taking it out on the wrong person. Rose has been manipulated in this situation. Instead of you taking your frustrations out on Jack, who's the person that actually put it on a platform, you're taking it out on her. And the way you did it was disgusting. You humiliated her and you degraded her on a platform like that last night. That's disgusting. Whether you want to see it or not, whether she did wrong or she did right, it was disgusting. She admitted that she was wrong. She said she should have never sent the voice note in the first place. And what she did do was say sorry for it multiple times. But you still degraded her, even though she'd done that on a public platform, even though she put herself in a space where she knew she was going to get a shit ton of shit. But you still did it. Still degraded her.
What I find mad is the people that's defending EQ in the comments, right? You're actually getting outraged because she sent a message over. You think that someone deserves to get their house done up and all of this shit over a voice note. But what about all the shit that EQ has said and done on this app? I agree to a point, right? There's a lot of it, like with the Rickster situation, I'll stand on a hill that everything EQ's done is retaliation. I'll never deny that, right? But majority of the times she does. Yeah, she leaked Talia's phone call. There you go. So then doesn't EQ deserve... sorry, bear with me. Doesn't then EQ deserve everything that's coming at her for leaking a phone call?
Exactly, Courtney. This is my point. This is why I've said they're all as bad as each other. You know, this absolute outrage for a voice note being sent to her ex-boyfriend. And Cam, in the comments, yeah, she sent the voice note to her ex-boyfriend. She didn't put it on the platform. Her ex-boyfriend did. If there's a problem with that, then it should be taken up with him, shouldn't it? Shouldn't be taken up with anyone else. It should be taken up with him. And apparently she also exposed a message between her and Bradley, between EQ and Bradley. Okay, so EQ, you sent a message to her of your message of you and Bradley. So she did the same thing and sent something to Jack. Like, it's hypocrisy, like, and people just can't see it.
I just think
EQ sent a message to her of her and Bradley.
Chelsea, she's in the box. Are you okay with me letting her up?
What? Yeah, she can come up, but I'm going to call out hypocrisy when I see it.
What are you on about, Chelsea? It's my voice message saying to Rosie, oh yeah, but I'm moving on now, you know what I mean? I've been speaking to Bradley again. So what are you on about? I haven't sent no Bradley messages. It was my voice talking to her, girl on girl.
But did you expose Talia Dean's phone conversation?
We panicked. It's not the same thing.
Oh,
She went to my cousin Becca, who just got justice for a domestic violence, who was still distraught off the back of that. So she went. You don't even know
Rosie's life story?
It's all a whole load of.
Do you know Rosie's life story of why she might have panicked?
I don't care. I hope she hangs herself. Honestly, I don't give two fucks about her.
Honestly,
why do you want me to care about these people then?
Honestly, like this woman.
You know what, EQ? You are a piece of shit. Keep exposing yourself. This is the person that people support and give money to. It is mad because Rosie's never done anything, ever said anything like that to you. Give me proof where she has said anything like that in that response. That's who you guys support. That's the people you give money to. That is the person that you sit there and support and say that she's a victim.
It's disgusting. Like, she can't answer that question. She couldn't answer that question then. She did the same thing to Talia Dean. And she's up moaning about Rosie sending the voice note to Jack. When Jack's the one that put it out on a public platform. Rosie panicked in a moment because of what Jack said. She's saying that her cousin panicked in a moment about Talia. It's the same thing.
Trust me, EQ will not get on this platform again. I swear to God, absolutely not.
And you can say bun, Chelsea, in the chat, Jazz. But you know why you're only coming back with me as bun, Chelsea? It's because you can't come back with me with a factual reason of why EQ is innocent. So you go on the defence. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you know what? At the end of the day, she's released the note because she was threatened that he was going to do something to herself. And if we're sat there listening to EQ calling us idiots that we should have just, well, you're an idiot for doing that. I'm sorry, I'd much prefer to make sure that someone hasn't unalived themselves because of an action that I could have done to prevent it.
Mm-hmm.
And she came in, she apologised, and she doesn't now deserve to be told to go and unalive herself by a rope.
They've all done the same thing. This is why I'll repeat it again and I'll say it again. EQ and Jack, sorry, you're both as bad as each other. Both of you as bad as each other. The same as EQ and Rickster. Both as bad as each other. You've all gone fucking low. You've all gone to extremes that you don't need to, and you're all as bad as each other. But this time you've involved an innocent person, the same as when it involved an innocent child when Rickster tried to get a one-up. Mm-hmm. It's disgusting. You're involving innocent people.
And exactly
why are you doing it?
And exactly what TikTok lawyers just said, you could say you panicked all you want, but you put a potential victim at risk. Me and Talia don't even get on, see eye to eye. I've had her blackmail me this week, but I will still stand on this hill that you put a potential victim at risk by leaking a fucking phone call. You cannot sit there and say, I panicked, I was worried what was going to happen to her. Anyone with a brain, and I'm sorry, you're thick in that sense, because you cannot sit here and say I panicked and I was worried about her. But yeah, you know that now, but you didn't at the fucking time.
Rosie did the same thing. Rosie did the same thing as you. You can't answer that, can you? Because Rosie did the same thing that you did with Talia Dean's phone call. She sent a voice note because she was concerned about this man taking his life. You played that recording because you claim you were worried about Talia.
We don't know if Talia was lying. We don't actually know. I'm sorry. I'm just going to put it out there. We still don't know. Because she was put into a false sense of fucking security that she could have a conversation with someone she trusts, like it happens with a lot of victims, right? Alleged victims. I'm going to say this now because I can't say for guarantee, right? But you do not know Talia's true situation because you have been manipulated by that person. You say yourself that you were in that DA relationship with that person. She is still in a situation potentially.
You did the same thing.
She would, of course she would say that. My mum, I'm sorry, I'm going to put it out there. My mum's a victim. She said that for years to her family, that he's doing nothing wrong to me. She went to the police and backtracked. He was doing nothing wrong to me. That is what happens with victims on a daily fucking basis. And we're going to go out there and call them all liars now. Right, anyway, I'm going to shut this down and not have this conversation. We're going to move on from me too, because it's fucking sick.
It's disgusting and they should all be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
And it's completely comparable. You know, you outed Talia's because you were worried, and that's what Rosie did as well. It's not fair to then sit there and criticise her and then say the awful things that you've said and then go and tell her, go and unalive herself.
And I think all we can hope, all of us can hope now, Courtney, is that Rosie is actually okay.
Yeah.
So I hope to God that she is actually okay, because what she went through last night on that platform was disgusting.
Yeah, I agree.